Welcome to this video. This is Steve Swenson with TaxSellSupport.com, and I want to do a quick video just to show you guys some of the online auctions that are coming up. We have a lot of our students and members that are really concerned about the auctions and that there's not opportunity, but there still is opportunity even with the coronavirus and everyone being in lockdown. There's still opportunity not only through online auction, but also through over-the-counter investing. So what I want to do is I want to go just spend a few minutes. We're going to go take a look at a couple of lists and a few different auctions that are coming up. So, right now the online auctions are pretty much the only auctions that are taking place. All of the live auctions have pretty much been canceled. So let's go take some look at a couple of live sales. So first, let's start in California since it's first on the list, and let's check out the Riverside Sell. Now this is actually a pretty big auction. In fact, you'll probably need to use the lists that are included here, either the PDF or the Excel list, if you really want to try to go through this list. Because if we look here in the auction folders, you can see how many different batches there is. I think there's over 700 properties available on this list, and each one of these batches has a big list of properties. So one thing I like doing, and both me and Shade both, is we'll go here, and if they have any type of Excel list, we're going to go ahead and download that list and use it, because it's going to make our job a lot easier in trying to go through a list of over 700 properties. Okay, so let me pull this over here, and we can take a look at it. Two of them up. Alrighty. So here's the list. Let me see if I can enlarge it a little bit. Forgot what to do that. Oh well. Okay, so here's the list. Sorry, we've got can't quite see it as well, but it's a massive list. And one thing that we can use this list for, or that makes it a lot easier, is we can first of all we see the minimum bid amount here. Now, one thing I like to do if I'm narrowing down a list is I really don't need the legal description. Sometimes it can be helpful, so maybe I'll go ahead and just minimize it there. Some of this other stuff, auction times, I can go and erase that if I want to. Some of these other stuff here we might erase as well to kind of narrow it down. But that'll go ahead and give us a better look at it as we kind of narrow it down. And we can kind of see which properties, in fact, I'm going to go like this real quick and wrap it, which properties have improvements listed right here, what the land value is, what the total property value is. We have the address, if there's a property address listed right here. And then, of course, we have the minimum bid right here. So if we were just looking at properties with structures, then we could go ahead and eliminate any of these properties like this that have no improvement information, because we want to find structured property. Or if we were just looking for land, then we would go ahead and we could eliminate any of these structured properties. But in looking at some of these opening bid amounts, like this one right here, you can see that this property starts out at a $14,000, well, just under $15,000 opening bid, but it has an improvement value of $465,000, land value of $125,000, for a total value of $591,000. And there's quite a few really nice properties on this list. This really is an auction that is going to be a ton of a good opportunity. Let's see if we can look up a couple of these properties and see if we can kind of see what some of them look like. So here's one. This property starts out here, let's see, at 14. This is the $15,000 opening bid. It's this property right here. So it's that, really a pretty nice home. Let's check out the Zillow value just to kind of get an idea if it's close to the market value, if there's some discrepancy. So it's pretty close, valued a little higher, $621,000. The rent estimate is just under $3,000 a month. It's 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 3,200 square feet. We can also see when this property was built. No, there's no information. Oh, yep, 2005, 2-car garage. So we've got some pretty good basic information about it, but starting at a $15,000 opening bid, $621,000, we're looking at a pretty good starting bid to value ratio. So let's take a look at maybe one more property. This one here is in Riverside. Let's see what it is. I have no clue what it is. And I'm just taking these off kind of the first properties that are on the list of a list of 700. So this property looks like it's another home. Let's see if we can get a street side view or not. Kind of throws us on the other side of it, doesn't it? So it's probably this house right here. We're looking at the back side of it. But let's see what type of property value it has. So $420,000. Now this property opens with a opening bid of $38,000, about not $39,000. So at $39,000, $420,000 value, they're estimating it at around $362,000. So pretty close to the assessed value. A pretty nice property. In fact, I was looking here just a little bit earlier, and it actually looked like there could be a golf course on this property as well. I would have to look a little bit more into it, but it was 177 acres. It was right there on the golf course, so I'm pretty sure that that's what it is. But I don't want to. I mean, we could really spend all day looking at this with this little training here or video. I just kind of want to go through and show different auctions. So we're going to go ahead and look at some other ones, but just here we can see that there's some pretty good properties available on this list. So let's go down and let's look at, what county should we look at? Let's look at Pinellas County. So here's Pinellas County, Florida. Most of the online auctions in Florida are still taking place. You can see there's an auction coming up here on the 25th. And as we go down the list, what we like to do is use what we call the bid to value ratio, while we're looking at that bid versus value and kind of judging it. So starting with the $15,000 opening bid worth $151,000, that's a pretty good property spread. Now we could go ahead and copy and paste the address. We can click on the county information as well. Let's see if we can get a quick view of what it might be. So it does look like it's kind of a home, but it's definitely behind some stuff. Let's see if we can kind of get a look at it. Excuse me. So I believe it might be back there. I don't know. I would have to do a little bit more research on it. You can see it there. Maybe to access it, the best way is going to be on the other side over here. See if we can get a view of it from this side. So there we go. So this is the home back in here. Let's see if we can get kind of a better idea of what it is. That's it there. Let's see what kind of value is on this home. So it says $261,000. Single family home, 1,900 square feet, built in 1960. Has 2 bathrooms. Not a ton of information, but based on the bid to value ratio, it's definitely property that we'd be willing to research more into. Here's another property here, $15,000, $152,000, pretty close to the same bid to value ratio. Let's see if this property is a little bit easier to find some information on it. Okay. So it looks like not a bad little home. I actually kind of like this neighborhood. It's kind of in a commercial area, but still looks kind of quiet. Let's see what kind of values we get from this. So 249,000. So the county's valuing it at 152. Zillow's valuing it at almost $100,000 more than that. Now, of course, we'd put some due diligence into that, but even at $140,000 or $150,000, that is not a bad property. Now, here's one starting a little less at $6,000. Let's see if it's any good. One thing we'll do as well is, of course, go through all this county record information. I'm trying to go through it quickly. So we would actually go through all of this, look at the sales information, go through the assessed value, go through all of the property information, see when it was built, how many bedrooms, how many baths, check out the GSI maps. If we're interested in this property even more, then we'd actually take this owner's name and would research it within the court records, the recorder's office, to see if there's any liens listed on the property that may stick after the foreclosure. So with tax deed foreclosures, most everything's going to be eliminated through that foreclosure process in Florida, except for things like city liens, state liens, and an IRS lien if there is one. Usually, you're more likely to have a city lien or a state lien than an IRS lien on the property. But overall, looks like not a bad property. Let's go ahead and check. This one as well. So this here is probably a good little fixer-upper. I believe it's this property right here, so we need to definitely get some stuff off the roof. And it looks like this photo was taken in January 2019. So really, guys, we're only looking at, not too many months away. Now, before we buy any type of structured property, we always get an on-site evaluation, either by ourselves there personally, or we have somebody go out there and take as many photos as we can, just so that we can really judge the condition. But looking at this photo is only 3 or 4 months old, it could definitely, well, I guess it's older than that, but either way, if it's a year or two old, it could be worth going. At least we can see what kind of condition it is right now, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So we can see all kinds of properties here. Man, there's just a ton. You expect to have so many good ones just right after a row. We can see this one, 12,127, 11,115, 5,045, 43,449. Wow, let's look at that one. Then we'll go look at a couple more quick, and I'll let you guys go. So it looks like this home right here, right on this Lakeshore Drive. So I believe it's this home. We could probably look to see if, let's look to see if we can see. So 6425, the property we were looking for is 6425. So it's this home right here. Really pretty nice. And let's see what the kind of value Zillow says it has. $559, so about 100,000 more. It's kind of seems to be what this area shows. We see that there's more properties here. We can go through and take a look at all of these, quite a few. Let's go look at a few more sales. Actually, why don't we go look at some tax lien sales quick. So there's even tax lien auctions taking place right now. Maryland has theirs that are coming up. Their site opens here on the 15th. Charles County in Maryland does. So there'll be Maryland tax liens available. There's also New Jersey tax liens available. Here's some. Let's look at this city or township. So we got a list here. Let's see how many of those. There's 156 tax liens, 4 pages of them. So, with tax liens, we can look at this information pretty quick and see what it is. There's a $436 tax lien. We have a $121,000 property. We've got the address right there where we could take a look at it. And there's actually some search features right there on the search as well. So it's probably this house right here, I would imagine. But you can look here at the map, see. Yeah, most likely. Let's get this next one. You know, with tax liens, if we're just doing traditional tax lien investing and not investing huge overbids or anything like that, then, you know, really we won't spend as much time researching as we will with a tax deed. It's an old, I think it's a satellite or something, old muscle car there. But either way, you know, your investment's usually pretty well protected. There's a large list here, so there's still tax lien auctions taking place. You know, we could go through and look at some more of them. In fact, why don't we look at one more thing quick before I let you go? I don't want this video to be too long. You know, even Texas still has some online auctions taking place. So Orange County here still has their sales going on here on the 7th. So we could go through and you know, look at any of these properties and see what they are. But you know, either way, there's a ton of opportunity out there for those investors that are willing to, you know, participate in auctions and try bidding. And that doesn't even go into all of the over-the-counters that are available through tax deeds, tax liens. You know, many of these counties are still doing over-the-counter. Some aren't, but it also gives us a chance to go through and do some research. So once they do reopen the over-the-counters, if some of them aren't doing it right now, you all be prepared to go ahead and purchase any properties that are available. And so with all of these lists, you know, our auction list, we update them weekly. And so there's just a ton of opportunity going on right now. If you're interested in learning more, participating in our weekly webinars, having access to all of our materials, you can see here within the training center, you'll have access to all of these, including our course library that includes our 5 books, our real estate home study course, all of our other ebooks. And of course, you'll have the investor forum that's manned by coaches. You can ask questions. And even the state profiles are a big guide. So, you know, if you're interested in California, you can go review the state guide. It goes through everything about how the state works. We also have videos included on many of the states. So it really is the best value. You can go right here to service, sign under, then go to the membership program, and you can go ahead and sign up right here. So again, we appreciate you watching this video, and you know, let us know if you have any questions. Go ahead and ask questions in the comment section as well. We try to answer all of those as well. So again, thank you, and have a good day.